And a good morning, everyone. Good morning, Phil. How are you?
Good morning, Mila. How are you? Lovely to chat with you this morning. I hope you're well.
Likewise, today, Monday, and a bit different. Today, happy anniversary. You
Ah,
were like,
thank you
wow,
very much. Yes.
wow. Now people will be saying, what? Happy
What
anniversary
anniversary? I know.
to
I don't know. Well,
CafeClairvoyance for completing 1 year online on the
yes.
digital space.
Yes,
Congratulations.
it's been an extraordinary year to say the least in getting this far and for all the different changes we've gone through to bring this up to the level that is up now has been extraordinary. Yes. So it was through Deborah's persistence on the production and administration, and also I think for the support we've had.
Yeah.
What we had to know was to get where we're going to has been amazing. So thank you very, very much.
It has been beautiful seeing your journey.
Thank you.
It was different for you, I can imagine, because when we
Yes.
first met, please let everyone know how we met.
Well, okay, rightio, guys. This morning, what I thought we'd do is I was going to say to Mila, I said, okay, who should we interview this morning? She said, you. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. So this is great. So it's great to be in this position to be able to talk about what we've done so people understand the journeys and also probably the journeys other people are going through the similar experience. But I was going on to a breakfast brunches. And I was over in Altea. Alfaz, that's it. Alfaz del Pi. That's it, Alfaz del Pi. And in a hotel there, and of course, one of these tables you move around on, and when you move around, you meet and connect with different people. And as soon as I met Mila here, it was like bingo. As soon as I heard what Mila did, that was it, because I was looking to not because of COVID and anything like that, because that wasn't even recognized there, and no one even knew anything about it. But this was back in the November, I think it was November of not last year, the year before.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and we connected, and I asked what you did. You said you're a social media strategist, and I said, well, I've been looking if there's a way that I could take my shows online, do podcasts or do things like this, do lives. No big idea what it's going to lead to. And we got together in the January, I think it was, the following year, which was 2020. And by February of 2020, we're up and running. And initially, it was just going to be a show that was going to go onto YouTube. And it was going to be direct from the computer, from my phone, and that was it. That was it. It was all I was going to do. But for some particular reason, the universe out there said, "No, this isn't going to work like that." Because we tried to do it on YouTube, and YouTube just, for some reason, it wasn't playing. Little technical issues. So we all got to bang our heads together again and realised that there's probably something else to go and do. And at that moment, I was working YouTube because it didn't work. I went straight onto my phone and did Facebook Lives. It was live through a new group we'd set up. We were just trying to find a name for it. And suddenly it came to us, CafeClairvoyance. And we decided to set this up. So initially it was just me, Phil Griggs, doing it on my homepage and where it's going. And I was amazed how fast-paced going live streaming is, how fast-paced, how motivating it is. And also my big fear was, especially working in the area that I do, which is, all right, I'm a showman, I'm a front of house guy, but normally I'm in front of people. I'm throwing jokes out, doing all sorts of bits and pieces, and entertaining people, and working as a medium, and an astrologer, and a teacher, and a facilitator, coaching, all this work, which I normally put into a lot of the, whether it's a show, whether it's a classroom or something like this. Then I was just me and my phone and me and the computer, and oh my God, how is this going to go? An initial fear inside of me thinking, there's no one there that I can actually talk to. And even Deborah said to me, she said, just go and do it. Just go and do it. So I said, all right, I'll go and do it. And because YouTube didn't have a technical issue, I just quickly grabbed my phone because people expected to see me and put it onto live stream on my phone. And then boom, all these people came up. And suddenly the roar of excitement doing this was just extraordinary. It was extraordinary. And I found it super addictive and super good fun. Is that I was saying things, but rather than having someone talking to you, I was seeing their comments coming up. And I thought this was amazing because I was just chatting away. And then all of a sudden people were laughing because somehow or another they got my jokes. Anyway, so somehow they understood them. They're probably laughing at me rather than laughing with me. Anyway, so but then what happened is it needed to go further wider because it was too small on a little screen like this, doing on an iPhone and just working like that. So I had to work differently. And so then what I did is I tried to do this on my small computer, and that just wasn't working. It wasn't powerful enough. So I thought, oh my God. But like all these things here, when you're working and you're doing something live streaming, you're going to have to upgrade your equipment. You're going to have to upgrade it. And so I did. So I got a big computer, and then I realized the computer's great. And I thought, great, everything's going to be fantastic. But that still wasn't right, because then I realized that the camera wasn't strong enough. And then I realized that the microphone wasn't strong enough. And then I realized that, damn, there's more expense got to come in here. So that had to upgrade. And then when you've got a studio set up in your house, you then got to get the lighting right. So that had to change. It. But these things you find out as you go along. And I really got to say here, although you think here, oh my God, it's like this roller coaster of steps going up and climbing up a mountain or something like this. It's probably the most enjoyable mountains I've ever climbed. But I've got to say here is the support of doing this from yourself has been incredible. And I would still be like, scratching my head and bumbling, thinking, how do I do this? And Mina had said, do this, do that, do that, do that. But
I was the technical stuff.
The technical side. But every time I was doing something, Mina was coming back to me and she's saying here, what are you doing now?
Or what did you do? What did you do
have
now?
You done? Well, I did this and she said, why?
Why did you touch that?
Why did you do that? Said, well, I thought this. And she said, no. Anyway.
Deborah can remember when I used to say, but Phil, for goodness sakes, don't do that. No, there's no need. Right, yes. But we did have fun starting everything, setting it all up, because there were days when you wanted to pull your hair out.
Yes, there's times I want to pull my hair out because of the technology of having to understand how it all works. And also, to be very honest here, you get so excited, you get carried away with it, that I was thinking here, right, okay, I work for an hour, and an hour and 40 minutes later, and then you realize, hey, hang on a minute, don't do that. Don't do it. Just set your times for an hour. And then you get carried away because you think, great, I'll do it tomorrow and the day after. No. Give yourself some time out. So it's something to look forward to. But then as we built this up, and Deborah especially really got involved in this side, and she became the producer and the administration. And she's probably, I know she's my wife, but she's probably one of the best administrators and producers I've ever seen work, because the way she then, we then started this group called CafeClairvoyance, funded page, CafeClairvoyance, the Facebook, that went through enormous changes here to update itself to make itself big enough, where then people wanted to come in and link. We then started doing posts about people. So it made it's not just about us here, it was about you. It was also about other guests we wanted on the show. And Deborah was in the background pushing all this information out to people. And it just came like a beautiful story that she was pushing out there, welcoming everybody into the group, showing everybody what to do, how to link, how to work, how to follow people, how to get stories interactive, and how to make this work. It just floated like a beautiful bubble or a beautiful cloud in the sky of information for people they could access. And then what we started doing on the shows, which is how to work this out, is how to get side by side on the shows, is how to get people onto it to start working that way. And that was interesting. And that's when we started the first real one I think we started doing here. Apart from when I was working with you, I started doing stuff with you. We'd talk about social media, then we cross-connected it with how people, not just spiritual people, but anybody who's got a story out there that wants to push something out, then use social media to do it. But I know a lot of people were suddenly going into streaming, but it's still a huge, vast area that I think you could still keep developing in. And when you first of all look into this and you see people talking to you about their streaming and their rooms are turned into studios, oh my God, it's like a TV set here. I mean, ours is pretty good. I mean, behind me here, down here, I've got a green screen. And if I ever go out on location somewhere, I've got this massive one. But I was thinking here, oh yeah, just get a green towel, something like that. That'll do. No.
Doesn't work.
No, doesn't work. And of course, then to go and make this work effectively, you need to go get into programs like StreamYard, the Restream, Ecamm, all these different ones which work best for you. So you can then put on a show. And but in the end, I took to it like a duck to water. I found it one of the most expressive, interesting ways of entertaining people, putting on a show and making it so. I'm always thinking here how comments on this is click. Yeah, brilliant. This is so people could then get involved on the shows as well, and then start interviewing people. And I found that really interesting. And some of the people there were just incredible there. I mean, Guillermo, we do this spiritual astrology show, and that's quite an infectious show. We talk about all things astrological, spiritual, combine it all together, numerology, doing live mini readings with people, which I thought, oh my God, I used to think in order to do things with people, I had to see them. Always used to say here, no, I can't work with you unless I have your voice. No, I can't work with you unless I can see you. But now it's very different here. And I think it brings out a strength in you. And we sometimes, whether they work in my department or even in someone else's industry, we limit ourselves in thinking you can only work a certain way. No, you get into this and suddenly doorways open and open and open. And it's just been incredible. What a journey.
And it was, in the beginning, you were a bit reluctant. I remember when you asked me, no, I just want social media strategies so people can find me. Yes. And when I said, why don't you just start doing video content? You looked at me like, she's mad.
Mad. I didn't like the idea of that. And I'll tell you why. I didn't do it. Because every time I used to look at a camera, I go live on something, I say, hello, good morning. Damn, no, it's afternoon. Damn, I've got to rewind again. Right. Hello, good afternoon. It's Thursday the 26th. No, it isn't. It's the 29th. So I was like, oh God, I've got to do this.
And you were used to doing. You are used to working in front of a public. You're used to having, so it's not saying that you're camera shy.
No.
It's more of changing perspective.
Changing perspective, changing thinking by your work. And nowadays I can sit in front, like I was working yesterday on Instagram, and I did a show for approximately about 50 odd minutes. But there are times when, although quite a few people came on, there are also times when no one was there. So I was like, okay, I'm talking to myself, but I kept going. And I suddenly realized I've either got a quirky personality disorder where I like talking to myself about absolutely nothing, or it worked. because then people came on, they caught it. They said, "Oh, I've just been watching this." Thinking, "Oh, thank God for that." So I was watching it, but
and I watched the replay. You got a lot of people.
Yes, because then I just kept going, and I knew what the story was. I had to get out to people. So I think that's awesome. But yes, you're right. Initially, I was reluctant to get into this the way I thought it was going to be, which is like video content. And then I was then you talked me into, well, why don't you do podcasts, which is like the storytelling? And I was thinking here, how do you do this? And I was there on my microphone, just down here going, "Good morning, my name's Phil, and today we're going to talk about development. And I'm just using my quiet voice so that we can just slowly unwind and do this and do that." And I thought, this is okay. But then you showed me how to upload it. He said, look, you're going on to all these. You're going on Spotify. I think, oh, great. So
yes.
I was doing the story. Yes, yeah. But of course it had to go further. Amelia said, no, this has to go a bit further. So further? What do you mean further? It's a nightmare already. How do I do this?
I always do that. I said, your limits are where you feel like it. Try pushing further.
Yes. So that was like, okay, so now we're going to go beyond doing podcasts. We're going out to other things. So that was it. It started to change. Let me get into this doing lives and then working out how you could go out to different channels at the same time. All right, you have to go into different software packages to get this. But then you suddenly open up to a larger audience. And then that audience there, you let everybody know what you're doing. And the audience there gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's fascinating. When I used to think years ago, oh, I've got a client in Australia who wants a reading. Wow. This is amazing. A client. Nowadays here, we are putting these shows out around the world where we've got Chile, we've got Costa Rica, we've got America, we've got, of all places, Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka's listening in. We get Australia. We get all different countries around the world who are listening into the shows. And one of the things I learned throughout the past year is I could put on these shows by myself and think, yeah, this is me. I could do this. And it looks, maybe I feel I'm confident enough to go and do it. But you could be exclusive, but sometimes being exclusive puts you too solo and puts you too much on your own to the point here. You feel good about yourself, but what you really got to think about is the audience on the other side, what they like to see. And yes, I can go chat about this, that, and the other. But really, what I like to see is two people. Minimum of two people.
It helps.
It really does. Because then when you have a story, a conversation, something that's going on, which is of interest, that people find whether you're both in agreement or whether you're coming from different perspectives, whatever it is, it really brings in content to a show. So in that case, rather than being exclusive, we became more inclusive. And that's what pushed the shows and pushed CafeClairvoyance, CafeNetworking as we're doing, and also CafeWellness right into a new dimension, and where people will now say, wow, that was so much fun either watching it or being on it. Can't wait for that to happen again. Now exactly. We've got a list of people that we just keep saying, here, would you like to come back in on this date, this date, this date? And there's no refusal whatsoever. They all say, we love it. We love it. It's great.
And that's another thing that's very important, that fine, people might be scared to go onto video, might be scared to live stream, but think of the people that you know within your connections who you could interview as a way of starting out.
Yes.
By giving them that opportunity of getting known, you're opening up opportunities that you might never have thought about. And I think, explain to people, CafeClairvoyance is not only about the mediumship or the clairvoyance part, but you're also opening out to get people known in whatever industry they're in.
Yes. One of the things we're doing the other week, a chap called Sammy Hammy, he's a musical producer from Germany. He's open to all sorts of ideals, beliefs, things like this. And I said to him, look, why don't we do a show? You're a musician, you're a composer, and I do the spiritual reading and you do the music. He said, but I've never done anything like this before. And I said, well, neither have I. But we try it out. We said, okay then. So we put it together. And in this show, what we did was we got, I would do a reading for people, and they send through the colors. I would interpret the reading, and I say, Sammy, this, can you do just a few little things about love, about bringing a relationship back together? And I was thinking him to go, no, he went on for about a minute. And people are like, oh my God, this is so nice. I've got music played to my reading, but the music was so authentic. Well, it really touched people. And Sammy is brilliant and be able to listen to what the conversation is that I'm having with the person. Even though he can't see them, he can hear me. What the cards are saying, what the energies are saying here, he's taking it in. He knows how to play the music. And people loved it. Absolutely loved it, to the point he's been on twice now. I think on the first show we got out to 3,400 people who watched it and really touched by it. So that was extraordinary. That was one of our highest in figures of reaching out to people. But in some respects, I'm not really fussed about the amount of people. What I'm more fussed about is the content we give out to people.
Exactly. That's the most important. Yes. The vanity metrics are not really that important. No. But what's important is the comments. And I've always noticed that your shows have hundreds of comments because people are being interactive. And that's really what gets your visibility going as well.
And that's a big thing, because when you're live streaming is to involve people, to make people, you can ask questions. It's not just about talk from me. It's also about involving people. And Deborah's very good at this as well, because what she does is
definitely.
I'm working on the show. Hi, good morning, people. We've got the sun in Aquarius or the sun in Aries coming. We're now going through a specific time. The energy's lifting. And Deborah's there going, hi, everybody. Good morning. Hope you're enjoying the energy vibes. And then people come back and say, oh, this is lovely. I'm talking and Deborah's responding to them as well. So this is very much about this interactive feel, about bringing things out. And it just works.
And Deborah gives that personal touch by responding them with their name. And that helps. That gives. Just going to give out a few shout outs to Sophia Sanchez. Good morning.
Good morning, Sophia.
For watching. Karen's Holistics. Good morning. Hope you're well. And she sends you congratulations and thank you very much for keeping like-minded people together. For some reason, I cannot see your names on StreamYard today, so I have to use the phone. Samira, good morning. And Samira. Of course, Deborah, thank you.
Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us this morning. And yes, and I think here, one of the things that we both experienced was we both didn't know what was going to happen, how our roles were going to work. And I think for my role being in front of house, yes, okay, I like being in front of house, so I can entertain an empty room. But I think for Deborah is for her learning from you how to work social media, and the storylines I see her put up, and the gifts and the funny things. And how do you do all that? She said, well, she just looks at Mila and says here, I learned from Mila, or she figured it out herself. Or Mila said, do that. She would just went and did that, and off she went.
As I say, Deborah has been my best student ever.
Oh.
She learned what usually takes someone a year to learn in at least 2 months. And she took action and put it straight into her.
Yes, yes.
And that's why she's such a great producer.
She is brilliant.
It's, what did you say? Okay, how do I start? Right. And right at half an hour, she's already done everything. And I'm like, good gracious, Deborah, you already finished all that. Yes, you told me to do this and that. And straight to action. No overthinking, which is awesome. No, Deborah's been awesome.
Oh, I'll tell you what, it's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And it's interesting here because we get up in the morning, I come downstairs, and the role is at the minute is that I make the coffee, I make the porridge or the toast or do whatever. Deborah's on the computer saying good morning to everybody on all the different channels, CafeNetworking, CafeClairvoyance, Cafe Spiritual Whispers, putting it all out there so she's interacting and she's asking questions and to involve people and to keep them going. Yes.
Definitely.
So, yes. So I say to her, which is working away. Yes, absolutely. Watch this space. Deborah's Spiritual Whispers is going to rock. It's going to rock today as well. Because we've got a what's happening now in Spiritual Whispers that Deborah's doing is she started to build the group and involve more people in more lives, but in a closed group. So watch this. If you want to get involved in this, guys, then ask to join Spiritual Whispers, speak to Deborah, and see what we can all do. So that's one of the options there. I think as well here is the one thing that happens with this, and I think that as Mila says, just do it, perfect it later. That is one of the biggest things I have learned through doing this. And now I say to people here who are starting out doing things, oh, I've got to do this, this, and this. And I say, no. I remember Mila says to me, start it now and perfect it as you go along, because the story will change as you go along.
Exactly. That's usually what happens. And if we overthink things, we usually forget to actually take action. So what you have learned up till now, use it. Start with what you've got. It's like, I remember you commenting just a while ago saying about all the updates. I still remember when the parcels were arriving, because I live in Benidorm, for those that don't know where we live, and Phil lives in Teolada, so it's about 45 minutes, an hour's drive away. So I used to go up to their place once a week to help them with mentoring. And I still remember Deborah saying, there's another parcel arriving. And I'm like, why is there another parcel arriving? What did Phil order now? What did he order now? And it was the microphone.
Then the microphone, there's a microphone, there was a camera, there was somebody else arriving, there was this arriving. She said, you only need to start off little. No.
Start off with what you have. And you did. And you started off with what you had. You had your laptop, you had your phone, and that's how you began. You started going live, connecting with people, because even remember when we checked your Facebook page, you had, can't remember how many people that you hadn't connected with in quite a while. And once you started doing those live connections again, you started receiving messages, and people are suddenly, oh, you're doing live videos on your Facebook page. And from there is how you transition to the group. And that's perfect, because you start off with what you have, and as you go growing, you transition and you become more visible.
And I think here it's quite a big thing. The more visibility you have to people, yes, the better, more people. And sometimes we get people on show thinking, well, where do they come from? That's different. Or they know someone else has come through someone else thinking, and where are they? Oh, they're telling us that they're in someone's telling us, I'm in South Africa, thinking, oh, great, okay. But they know someone else who knows someone else. But it's lovely when you connect to get these things out there. And one of the biggest things here is don't worry about your audience figures, because most of the time here, people, when you go live, not everybody can watch it because they're working, they're doing something, or you're catching the wrong time zone. So later on, people watch the catch-ups, and really you don't know how many people are going to do this until they actually see it. But you'll soon get your audience figures on Facebook at the end of the week, or on YouTube at the end of the week. But what amazed me with this here is, and I think is interesting, is the amount of people who continually come back who like to watch the shows, which is fantastic. Brilliant, like to come back and watch shows. It's like you got your regular guests, but even they come and go because of what they're doing throughout their day. But this core of people, you feel like you're in a beautiful family, even though you're just talking to a computer and a camera. But those people on the other end receiving it, and so don't worry about that void in between you and that other person, because they're writing back to you. And you can see it come up on the screen, and they're saying, oh, this is so nice, or lovely to see you, or thank you very much for that bit of information, that really helped me. And somebody else that I'm thinking, oh my god, yes, Karen, you just mentioned such. What a great point to bring out to people. And so it's awesome, and it's a whole new life.
Definitely.
Whole new life.
also it's important that everything that we have on social media shows us statistics. And one thing I remember was when I showed you your statistics on Instagram, when you started out, was where you're reaching. You didn't realize that you had a male audience on Instagram.
Yes.
And the age group was like shocking.
It was the age group, especially in the middle age group from the 40s. I think it's about the 40s.
It was under 60s.
Under 60s. The guys who watch this, they give magic. Great, because you always think here, because you're working in entertainment and you're working with astrology, spirituality, clairvoyance, mediumship, that a majority of people are going to have the feminine side of their nature, going to want to watch this. But there's a heck of a lot of guys out there who like to watch it, and especially when they give clarification to something that I've just picked up something in a reading for them online, and they're going, yes, that was my uncle, or something like this, then guys tend to go, okay, all right, there's something in this. Yes, guys are more pessimistic and more, they like to think that they're in control. They don't need anything else, but actually we all do.
And the interesting part is that you also give your coaching, your PNL tips.
Yes, coaching, NLP.
I had it in Spanish. Yeah,
yes, it's NLP, that's right, NLP, and working with those particular ways of helping communicate with people. So as much as we're giving out this mediumship stuff or the spiritual stuff, is also with the NLP, is also with the coaching behind it, to make people feel good about themselves, and how sometimes they just need to change the way they're thinking, just change the way of thinking in order to see something from a different angle. And that's often the case. We tend to look at things through one particular dimension. We need to be more 3D about seeing things from a different dimension or different angle. And we can often see our lives looking better. It's easy. It's sometimes easy here thinking, oh, crikey, when am I going to change my job? When am I going to change my job? Well, okay, well, why do you want to change your job? Oh, it's just some particular crazy thing, which actually you think here, oh, my boss just can't get on my boss. Okay, then you start working with a relationship with the boss, and maybe there's a misunderstanding here. And then all of a sudden you reach the understanding, the point, going, oh my God, never thought of that. And you then, Bob's your uncle, they go back into the job, the relationship starts to work out better with the boss, and they love the job.
And also self-belief. A lot of our problems come from not believing in ourselves, or not actually taking advantage of the skill sets that we have, or realizing, right, I'm good at this, or I'm passionate about this, why don't I talk about it? And
now there's a good topic. Rick, how long we got? About an hour?
No, we've got about 15 minutes more, but
15 minutes. No, I know.
You can give it a teaser if you wish.
A teaser, if I wish. I'll give a teaser. The amount of people out there, I've got to tell you, and I know some of the people probably listening here would go, yeah, maybe me, who have got a belief about something, or they've got a talent, or they've got something here, but it's held in here. And I think here some of the most important parts here is it feels like it's secured here. Like, no one wants to know about this, but I believe this. They're the armchair philosophers. They're the armchair. They're the talented armchair fanatics. They sit in the armchair, but they don't do anything about it. But the moment they see someone else do it, it's like, oh, I wish I could do that. I wish I could do that. Go and do it.
Instead of doing it.
Exactly. Go and do it. Whatever limiting belief has held you back from not living your talents, that limiting belief is probably not yours. It's probably comes from someone else who's saying to you, why are you doing that for? Oh, you look silly doing that. And after a while, you tend to believe it. Forget it. Because the moment you start doing what you really believe in, you'll shine clearer than a diamond. And I think here for people, the amount of people sitting here with this is sad. I find it sad that people have got, not sad against them, sad in a generalization here, that there's so many people with extraordinary talents out there who have this limiting belief that says they don't want to bring it out into the public domain. And really, that's where it needs to be, because people would love it. They love it. It's interesting here. I was even working with working with an artist, and she's very, very skilled. She said, "Oh, I think I could do this. Don't know how it's going to go." And we did the show, and afterwards she said, "Oh my God, that was fantastic. I want to do it again." I said, "The hour just went like that." I said, "Yeah, that's what it's like." And she said, the way people came in and communicated, it's so so special when it comes back on your computer. There's someone else around the world is commenting about what you're picking up and doing. It's extraordinary. People love it.
That's the important thing.
Yes.
I think also people are so used to watching other people. That's why YouTube has so much exit, like it has so much viewers, because we are just watching. Now it's totally different if you start creating content, because it will be from your experience, your skill set, and you never know who would learn from what you know. I mean, it's like recipes.
Yes.
How many recipes do we have on YouTube? Thousands. Yet people are looking for those recipes. So don't be shy. If you know how to cook, you know how to bake, just get your phone, get a tripod, and start showing what you know how to do.
Yes.
With any topic.
Yes. And as I say here, sometimes when you do it your first time here, you'll realize you're thinking, I made a boo-boo there, and I made another one there, and I made another one there. Great. Brilliant.
You're real.
Make a boo-boo because then you're real. Yes. Half the time I come on there. Hi, good morning, guys. It's Monday morning, and it's the 31st of March, and I look down. Sorry, I've got it wrong. It's the 29th, but never mind.
Doesn't matter. And I think it's the funny side as well, because then people realize, no, it's a real person. It's like me. I can also do the same thing, or I can learn from that person. Because if we learn to be very structurized, then we lose that feeling with other real people. And social media is that, connecting with people.
Yes, and I think it's great humor is when you can flannel something you made a boo-boo on, but you're trying to convince everybody that you're right when you know it's wrong. It's like someone had this name like El Salvador. I said, "Oh, that's very Spanish." She said, "No, it's Cypriot." I'm like, "Oh, okay." I said, "Right, okay. Well, many millions of years ago, Cyprus used to be connected to Spain, and so this name was carried on forward from millions of years ago." And everybody's going, yes. And so when Cyprus initially came, there's this name now which has a Spanish resemblance and it has a Cypriot resemblance. So there you go. Okay, millions of years. Millions of years ago. Yes.
Only Phil can do that, I have to say.
Oh, I've done some funny ones on there. I got round it somehow. People, I think they just take, rather than looking at the boo-boo, they look at like, actually, that's quite funny. Yeah. If you can put humour in it, it's great. And just be your natural, normal self, and people love you. They will do.
Right. Now, let's shortly explain to people how Cafe Networking works, so that they also get an experience of what will be coming in the next 6 months.
Okay, right. Cafe Networking is something that we both put up together. And I was driving along in a car with Mila, and we were going down the A7, I think it was, AP7.
We were coming from Alcoy, no?
We were coming from Alcoy, and we were on our way down. And Mila said to me, she said, "So, you like coaching?" And I said, "Yeah, love all that. Good. And where do you see this sort of going?" I said, "Well, I can see us doing something together. Why not?" She said, "Good. That's what I hope you're going to say." So that was that. So in the car, this idea was formed. This idea came together. I said, "All right. So we're doing something more long term." And yes, we're going to do. This was before obviously COVID came along, and we were going to go out there and go and do all these workshops. Mila was going to be talking about the mentoring, and I was going to be talking about the coaching and getting people's mojo up into the air and get people out there. And of course, then COVID came along, so that changed things a little bit, but it didn't change. It changed things in a way. We put all this online, hence we've got the show like this today. And so what we're doing, guys, is we're helping people, as we help people already, to not just get online and start working online, but become successful in themselves by thinking differently, by working differently, and approaching people and contacts. Because the old way used to be here, I sell something, I keep it to myself because I don't want anybody to take it away from me. But nowadays, that old mindset is gone. You've got a product, and really you want to link with someone who's maybe different to you, but has got a similar audience. For example, and this takes a while, people, to connect this. But when you see it from a distance, you say, this is perfect. A fashion designer, someone who's into fashion, someone's not use fashionable clothes, makeup, beauty, things like this. Fantastic. What do they need? They need someone to be able to get their image out there. So thinking, great, photographer, fashion designer, will you two work together and see what you can organize? But they both have, oh, no, but the photographer thinks it, but I don't work that way. Well, hang on a minute. This is where limiting thinking comes in here. Because if we focus too much, it's always very good here. I remember a lot of people saying to me when I was younger, oh, my teacher said, whatever subject matter choosing, do not work outside of it. For instance, if you're going to do wedding photography, I only want to do wedding photography, no other photography. Well, the only thing is, you're going to have God knows how many people say to you, could you photograph my dog? Can you photograph my house? Can you photograph my car? Can you photograph my wife? Can you photograph us together? Whatever it is. And you're going to miss out on a huge opportunity of people out there. So is getting people to think outside the box of their own profession, to work with people who can bring their profession to being even better.
Exactly. It's like us two, we are totally two different industries, yet we formed a synergy or a collaboration that makes it more global.
That's a nice word. I like that synergy bit. Yes.
So it's important. What our job is, or what our intuition will be with this cafe networking, is to help businesses and entrepreneurs within whichever industry be able to connect with other entrepreneurs, other small business owners, other mentors, so that they can form collaborations and create a network to be able to work together. For example, a real estate agent will be able to work with a photographer, for example, or with someone who does networking events. There's always opportunities of connecting your target audience with another industry and together work together.
Like the real estate agent and a florist.
Exactly.
What? What? Are we going to build a house of flowers? No. What you're going to do is, when someone's bought a house, on the lounge table, they're going to walk in, there's a lovely bunch of flowers saying congratulations on your purchase. It's those little touches we can connect with people together, and how we can then push something forwards. Because when you both push each other forwards, the reach doubles. For example, and I would say this happens on Instagram all the time, is that when I go and do a live, I have maybe 10 people come in on a live, because that's available at the time. Then, as I'm chatting along and other people come along, they say, oh, hi, Phil, how you doing? I say, would you like to join me? And they say, yes. So I press the join button, up they come. So it's me and there's them. And as I'm talking away, their friends come on. So the numbers double, triple, their friends come on, and then the other friends come on. And before you know it, you've got a whole wide circle of people watching a show. This is exactly the same principle that is going to happen in your business. If you mix your business or collaborate with someone else's, your reach will get up there just the same as I experienced on Instagram, where other people are going to share the same thing too. Your numbers go bonkers. So watch that. And this is what happens, because every time I see Mila working with something, I see new people come into Cafe Networking, whether they're English, whether they're Spanish, or Spanish speaking or English speaking, or whether they're whatever nationality they are, and how we all then start connecting and working and linking together. And
talking about Instagram, I find that right now it's the best opportunity to connect with community, because Instagram has opened the doorway to 4 people on lives. the live rooms. So just like me and Phil would be able to go onto CafeNetworking and invite 2 other people from 2 different industries. Now you've got 4 profiles of Instagram with 4 different types of followers, 4 different types of people who are following each account.
Yes.
Getting to connect together. And that is important.
Yes, it is. It is. And I think as well here, even if you've got several different accounts, is put the same information above different accounts. And sometimes you're thinking here, CafeNetworking, then I'm putting that into CafeWellness. Well, what's the connection? Don't worry about the connection, because someone else in CafeWellness is going to say, oh, I like that. I've been looking to do something like this. And then there you go. It works.
Exactly.
Yes.
And to finish off, thank you, Phil. We are asking for any one of you who's interested in 15 to 30 minutes on our CafeNetworking page to come forward, to send us a message, to let us know what topics they would be interested in talking about. We'll be able to give you that opportunity to be able to speak 15 to 30 minutes about the topic of your choice. And you never know where this could lead to.
Well, I agree with that, because the moment I started working like this has taken me on journeys I never thought possible. So, Mila, thank you very much. And I know Deborah is very appreciative of what you've done in helping us to get where we are. But now us all collaborating together takes this to awesome places. So it's great.
Thank you both, because you have been an awesome testimonial, an awesome journey, and I am really honored to be able to collaborate with both of you.
This is nice. Get yourself beefed up morning, isn't it? Oh, we feel so proud. But it's good, isn't it? Because when you
Monday.
Yes, it's a Monday. Yes. Even my dog's there thinking, yeah, this is good. Yes, he's down there in a minute. Anyway, but yes, I think it is. When you're working with people, you get that collaboration and it works. There's nothing more awesome than feeling that your reach is going out there wider, and you got people who, although they're in different ways and areas, you're thinking in a way that can take you forwards. And so, CafeNetworking, yes, that's a year old in July, isn't it? And we'll be celebrating that, I'm sure.
We'll be celebrating as well.
Yeah, celebrating. There'll be celebrations and celebrations of everything coming up here. So, yeah, guys, if you'd like to be interviewed, get hold of us there. Or if you need some help in coming across, this is the area that I thoroughly enjoy working in. And in fact, we're both some things that have got something here, is to help you guys reach out there and come across to people more effectively than maybe what you've ever done before. And it's, believe it or not, you think sometimes it's rocket science. You've got to get past this terrible feeling of this. Oh God, but as soon as you start doing it, you'll love it. It's infectious. Really.
And I'll let you know, I've started doing live videos on my personal profile, which was an area that I had left behind. And it's definitely the first 2 videos, you're like, oh, goodness me, who's watching? And then after you're like, no, fine. Whoever can I help in this moment, at this time, that is the most important. Yes. And the rest will just flow as it's supposed to.
And just before we go, here's a thought I'd like to say to you guys, is how would you like to work online here? For a lot of people, it's like, oh no, I like person to person. That's good, but it's limiting. If you were to work online, you could take your computer, your phone, anywhere around the world when times start to open up, and you could work from where you like.
Exactly.
You could be on a beach somewhere. Fun.
You could be anywhere you want to be.
Yes, and you could be you. Anywhere you want to be. Yeah. Brilliant.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Phil, and thank you everyone that was watching us. Thank you, Deborah, for being
guys for joining us. Okay, have a great morning, guys. Terrific morning. Lovely to see you. Take care. Loads of love. Big love and a burger.
Burgers.
Love and a burger.
Vegan burgers. Right.
Vegan burgers. Yes. I've got a big burger. Look, because you see there, Mina's only got a little burger. I've got a big burger.
Have a great week, and we will see you next week.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.